Present.
Treasurer Alex absent. Secretary Knifka.
Present.
Attorney Legnard.
Present.
Sean Ward, CEO.
Present.
John McNulty, CFO.
Present.
Michelle Bourgeois, Assistant to the CFO.
Present.
And Special Counsel Attorney Connie Cahill.
Present.
Okay, I'd like a motion to excuse Maggie, please.
I'll make a motion to.
Okay, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Next is consideration of the minutes from our public hearing held on November 17th, 2021, and our regular meeting held on November 22nd, 2021. We all have copies of those minutes. Could I have a motion to accept, please?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Next is consideration of the monthly financials as emailed to all members on December 10th, 2021. And everything is in order. We have our financials.
Yes, everything's on track.
Okay.
Make a
So,
motion?
thank you, Ted. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Next is consideration of our order of claims for November 22nd, 2021 to present. We all have copies of that, which Michelle sent. If there's no questions,
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
consider.
Thank you, Ted. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing additional financial assistance to South Island Apartments LLC. And
So,
Connie is here
back
with
again.
us. Yes, and welcome, Connie.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here. At your last meeting, you approved a final permanent financing for this project in the amount of $72,500,000. The applicant has asked for approval for up to a $75 million mortgage, which would mean they'd get a slightly increased mortgage recording tax exemption. The IDA would get a slightly increased fee. Just a few minutes ago, I learned that instead of being 75, it's only 74 million, the final number, but the resolution authorizes up to 75, so no
Okay.
need to change the resolution. I do believe that this is the last resolution that they'll be asking for. The number, Victor Campanero, their attorney, has assured me is the final number. They're getting ready to get this closed up in the next week or so. So
Okay.
this should be it.
Very good. And we did receive the information on it too. Thank you, Connie. So I would like to make a motion to accept this resolution. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the extension of the agreement with D.A. Collins for use of a portion of the former Ford Motor Company property. And Sean will explain that.
I believe everyone received a letter. I sent it out
did.
to everybody.
Yes.
D.A. Collins has been using what they consider a lay-down area. They have 100 by 100 foot space that they've been using for a state contract that they have. They were doing work for the Power Authority, which leases our land. And for the last year, I believe it was a year ago, we agreed to let them use the space for a few months. The contract has been extended twice, and they're looking for an extension to December 31st, 2022 now. So the original agreement was that they were to put an electronic gate on the property, which is definitely needed. That was the cost of, I think it was just under $5,000. They had proposed in the letter that they would take care of the weed control on the property, which would be a substantial project, but the DPW just purchased some equipment that would take care of that. So I told them that we prefer cash payment of, we agreed to $500 a month for the year, and we also, because there's a possibility that property could be sold within a year, we're going to have a clause in the contract. We're going to have a 30-day out clause, and they're comfortable with that. He said that, in the event that something like that happened, we gave him 30 days notice, he'd have no problem getting out of it. So I would recommend that we authorize the extension of the agreement to December 31st, 2022. And so a year from now.
Okay.
And again, a 30-day out clause and $500 a month retroactive to December 1st.
Very good. Thank you, Sean, for that. And I agree with your recommendation. So could I have a motion, please, to authorize, give authorization to D.A. Collins to enter into that lease agreement?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll second it. All in-
And may I also ask that I be authorized to sign the agreement with
Yes.
them? And I'll make sure that Joe approves that before it goes out. It would be very similar to the agreement we've already used.
Right, okay. So we'll add that onto our motion too.
Thank you.
Given-
I hate to add things on after you voted.
Oh, no, but that's good. I'm glad that you thought of it, actually.
Yeah.
Next is
Thank you.
consideration of setting a public hearing date for consideration of financial assistance for 100 Cohoes Avenue project.
Again, everybody has received an application from 100 Cohoes Avenue LLC for a project. They're looking to build a 120,000 square foot building on the property that they've already owned and developed over the course of many years. But the last remaining parcel, they're looking to use 9.23 acres of that property. They have paid the $500 application fee, and we'd like to set the public hearing for January 19th, 2022. Is there any, I believe everybody has the application. Do you have any
Yes.
questions on what they're proposing at all?
No.
Okay. The mortgage recording tax exemption that they're looking for would be $62,500. The sales tax exemption would be roughly, or estimated to be $338,688. And the IDA admin fee on that project would be approximately $80,696.
Okay. Thank you, Sean. So I need a motion to set the public hearing for 100 Cohoes Avenue project for January 19th, 2022 at 3 p.m. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the CEO to enter into an agreement for appraisal of a portion of the former Ford Motor Company property. Okay, you're on again, Sean.
Thank you. And this just came up very quickly. There's a prospective purchaser of the property, the Ford property. Basically, we'll call it the area where the environmental cleanup is occurring, and they would want to use it for either a laydown area or some potential development there related to the hydro project. And they've agreed. Our first course of action would be to get an appraisal of the property. So we're going to subdivide a parcel out of that, and we're going to get an appraisal on it, and the prospective purchaser has agreed to a 50-50 split on the appraisal. And we've solicited Bauer Appraisal. They came in at $3,500. They do a great job. They already did the northernmost part of that property, and they've done several other appraisals for us in the village. So we would get reimbursed $1,750 from the prospective purchaser after the delivery of the appraisal.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Sean. So could I have a motion to approve an agreement for the appraisal of that Ford parcel?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, thanks, Ted. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Is there any other business to come before the board? We covered everything, okay. If not, our next meeting will be January 19th, 2022 at 3 p.m. We'll open up with our public hearing, and then we'll go into our meeting. So if I could have a motion, please, to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and that's carried. Okay, thanks, everyone.
August 2022 already.